All these power people and elitists and stuff, they got a dark side to them where they'll destabilize stuff. They'll put people in a bad way. And anytime that happens, that should be considered a terrorist act. Doing anything, anybody on the planet that has made uh, money since and gotten rich and use it to do harm to like a country or people or class or whatever, where they where it causes like like I don't know, discomfort would be the word, because there's people that say, well, I don't like what you said. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where it puts people out in an area because of something done by some rich elitist. And that should be considered an act of terrorism, because it's like George Soros. That guy should be arrested for terrorism. If this is all true, that he was backing all these people, I would not doubt that this gas line was backed by him and through, whatchamacallit over there is living in Russia. What's his name? That American guy that everybody says is so good. He if he hadn't done anything, you don't see him popping his nose up saying, "Oh yeah, I heard about this." You never hear any of this stuff from Russia coming up and he's saying, "Oh yeah, this is a problem. I heard about this." It's almost like he's behind it in some way or shape or form. Getting into all these companies that are American, all of a sudden, when he went rogue, all these companies and stuff were being hit. It's like he is given open doors to all the U.S. corporations. That's what it looks like to me. And he's, who's to say that George Soros trying to upend this country because of some, well, you couldn't do it to the U.S. type of thing. Like George, how he's destabilized all these countries around the world. And I'm sure elitists and politicians have used him in certain ways, and they should be arrested as well for destabilizing other countries, for having trouble come to another country under this kind of power that was made through monies. You get rid of the evil of money when you get rid of what people do when they get it, and then just are set free because, well, they got a lot of money, and then they pay people, and those people they pay should be arrested as well. Problem is, there's no worldwide event because all these different politicians and governments use these freaking elitists to put out other people so that they can create an opportunity to do whatever, to buy up or go in militarily or whatever. And all that, if there was a decent group of people that could find this, through their ways and means, then that should be done. But it's so this planet, the governments and all these elitists and all these different people in these certain areas are so corrupt and they're so wanton of money or whatever it is that they could receive by helping these kind of people to do whatever kind of harm it is. There's people getting, there's food like warlords and stuff, and they ship food into an area, and then the country allows the warlords to divide it up, like, oh, that's just what we have to do. And the world looks at the world, it's the world is watched now by the world, and yet this stuff is still happening, and this is And nothing is talked about this in the UN or any of these. There's no special event meeting where worldwide corruption and worldwide terrorism from elitists and all this stuff isn't being looked at. You know, you got small people saying, "Oh yeah, this happened," and they call them conspiracy theorists. And then it happens. You know, they find out it's been happening and it happened, and this conspiracy theorist is just, "Oh yeah, he said it a long time," but that's all they get. It doesn't matter whether they get paid. You know, who cares if it's the action taken is what's needed, and there is none because of all governments are corrupt. They're organized crime. Government is organized crime. It doesn't matter what country it's in. Government is organized crime. They're doing some. You know, they're and all this stuff is just it's not just it's disheartening, but that ain't the word for it. It's like you grow up and realize the more you hear and more you see, and it's like, yeah, this this is all true, even though people say, oh, there's people that scoff at it, and nothing's being done. Nobody trying to end this in any way because of political and elitists and opportunists. It's ridiculous.